In today's Final Touch, a pastry chef and artist has created a realistic gramophone using just chocolate.
This sounds like music to our ears. Amuro Gachon posted a video showing how he created the chocolate sculpture on social media. It's been viewed 1.2 million times. The French-Swiss chef grew up in France, now lives in Montreal. He started his own company in 2016 to consult and teach pastry. You almost expect the finished product to start playing music.
Too pretty to eat.
Too pretty to eat. That's our time for now. News 5 starts right now.
Right now at 5, authorities in Iowa County are investigating a suspicious death of a teenage girl. We will have the very latest.
A semi-driver accused of hitting a bus full of children while driving under the influence is charged.
And a Rock County board supervisor wants to gauge people's interest on legalizing marijuana by putting in a referendum on the November ballot.
This is News 3 at 5.
Thanks for staying with News 3. The Iowa County Sheriff's Office is investigating.
Officials said in the release that the child's death is considered suspicious. They say she was found at 1049 Miller Road in the town of Mineral Point. Deputies say there are no indications that the death involves child sex trafficking, and there is no threat to the public. Officials say the office is working to gather information regarding the case, and the investigation could take a considerable amount of time.
New details are released in an interstate crash that left 20 people, many of them children, injured back in May.
Prosecutors say truck driver Wayne Murphy likely took too much anti-anxiety medication, causing the crash. Our Keely Arthur has a closer look at the criminal complaint. She's in the newsroom. Keely?
Well, one of the most alarming things to come out of this report is that the driver, Wayne Murphy, showed little remorse for his actions. You'll remember a busload of kids was hit by his semi-truck on May 23rd. The Hope Christian School Semper kids were on their way from Milwaukee to the Dells when their bus pulled over on I-39 near the town of Arlington because of engine issues. At around 10:15 a.m., the bus was hit from behind by Murphy's truck, causing several issues, some serious. Murphy told investigators he had not been drinking, but admitted to using anti-anxiety medication and generally seemed unconcerned with the crash, according to that criminal complaint. He is facing 10 charges, including 5 counts of intoxicated use of a vehicle and 5 counts of second-degree reckless injury. Now, investigators also found half-empty and empty bottles of Xanax on the floor of the truck. One bottle, filled May 14th, had 51 of the 121 pills, meaning Murphy may have taken 69 pills in about 8 days leading up to that crash.
We'll continue to follow it. Keely Arthur in the newsroom. Thank you, Keely. Unity Point Health Meritor is facing new violations tonight.
This is following the latest federal investigation into the hospital. The violations include not installing battery-powered lights in a procedure room and failing to have a remote stop for a generator. The report says failing to have those can lead to severe injury or death for patients on life support. This is the Centers for Medicare and Medicaid Services' 3rd investigation into Meritor this year. An initial investigation was prompted by reports of patient abuse inside the hospital's neonatal intensive care unit. A spokesperson with Meritor tells News 3 they have resolved all of the violations and are waiting on official approval. Off and on rain out there in parts of the viewing area today. Let's get a look at your first alert weather. Meteorologist Dave Caulfield joining us in the Weather Center. Dave?
Eric, that rain is off for the time being, but we still do have some slight chances for showers and storms tonight. Doppler track showing a severe thunderstorm watch for some spots in Iowa until 10 tonight. I think any nasty weather will stay well to the south and west of southern Wisconsin as we head into later tonight. Closer to home, we did have those showers a few hours ago, but right now we're looking at sunny skies for many of us, including in Madison. The WISC-TV Skycam, 74 degrees right now with a south wind at 6 miles per hour. Dew points a little bit higher than yesterday in the mid to upper 50s. But the clouds have moved out since that patch of rain moved through earlier this afternoon. We're actually looking at pretty nice conditions right now. Temperatures have moved finally into the 70s for many of us, a little bit cooler by the lakeshore and warmer closer to where they had more sunshine today in southwestern Wisconsin at 80 degrees. Dew points, as I mentioned, a little bit more humid today, and that humidity creeps up throughout the rest of this week with unsettled weather in town. Wind speeds not too bad right now to the south at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. This evening, temperatures falling through the 70s into the mid-60s. Slight chance of a shower and storm with partly cloudy skies. We'll talk more about this unsettled weather and warmer temperatures on the way in your first alert forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, Dave, thank you. A Rock County board supervisor wants to put a question about legalizing marijuana on the November ballot.
If approved, the referendum would be used to gauge people's interest in this. Our Rock County reporter Jenna Middaugh is live in our bureau at the Janesville Gazette to explain how the proposal got started. Jenna?
Hi, Susan and Eric. Well, a Rock County board supervisor says he was approached by a Milwaukee group about putting this question on the ballot here in Rock County. Supervisor Yuri Rashkin says he runs the Janesville community page on Facebook and has noticed lots of people seem to support legalizing marijuana. He has started the process to put a referendum on the November ballot that would ask people their thoughts on legalizing the drug.
I feel really strongly that if we can help start a conversation, that is really valuable. And then it is up to the people of state of Wisconsin and specifically Rock County to see if this is something they support.
According to Rashkin, there will be a similar referendum on the ballot in Milwaukee County. The Rock County Board will have to approve the question before it's put on the ballot here in Rock County. And coming up tonight on News 3 at 6, we'll hear from people in the community about their thoughts on legalizing marijuana and what happens if the question is put on the November ballot.
Jenna Middaugh in our Rock County Bureau. Thanks, Jenna.
The state of Wisconsin will be receiving $86 million less than what it requested from the federal government to pay for upgrades and expansion of Interstate 94 south of Milwaukee. News that the state was being awarded only $160 million after requesting $246 million raises some questions about how the rest of that road will be paid for. The state was counting on receiving the full grant to pay for about half of the entire cost of that project. Officials said this grant means the I-94 expansion is expected to be open to traffic by Memorial Day weekend of 2020 with full completion by 2021. And that's 11 years ahead of schedule.
Our goal wasn't so much the dollar amount, it was whether or not we could get I-94 moved up, which we are, and make sure we weren't taking it away from any other projects across the state, which we are not. In fact, with bridge projects, we're actually moving 49 of them.
The rest of the more than $67 million in funding will go toward other road and bridge projects yet this year.
We're taking a look ahead tonight at a special election race in the 42nd Assembly District, which is parts of Dane, Columbia, and Sauk counties.
Both Assembly campaign committees are running attack ads against these candidates. Jessica Arp has what you need to know in tonight's reality check.
The first ads these candidates ran told you about their backgrounds and policies. Now the campaign committees for both Republicans and Democrats are doing the attack work.
I'm Ann Groves-Lloyd.
Two ads you're seeing on the air now are paid for by the Assembly Democratic Campaign Committee.
Checking Twitter? Yeah, I'm reading up on Assembly candidate Ann Groves-Lloyd.
And the Republican Assembly Campaign Committee. Those groups raise and spend money to help all candidates for their party and can give them unlimited donations. They do have to disclose donors and how much they spend on behalf of those candidates. For this special election, RACC has spent nearly $100 grand for TV ads for John Plummer. ADCC has spent more than $100,000 as well for TV ads for Ann Groves-Lloyd.
Let's protect people with pre-existing conditions from insurance companies.
Lloyd's ad focuses on health care and support for a Medicaid expansion.
Republican John Plummer, another Republican vote to refuse millions in federal dollars.
This needs clarification. First, John Plummer has not been in the state assembly, so he hasn't voted on anything. The Democratic committee provided social media posts showing that Plummer does not support Obamacare, but nothing specifically on his position on a Medicaid expansion. Plummer's campaign did not respond to a direct question on his position.
She's really extreme. Said she's a socialist and that she thinks that the United States are terrorists and that we're like North Korea.
This needs clarification. First, we should say we tried to verify the existence of these tweets. We couldn't because Ann Groves-Lloyd personal tweets are protected. What you see in the ad is a retweet of a quote from a socialist and an article about socialist candidates from progressive editor John Nichols. Groves' campaign says she considers herself a Democrat. A spokeswoman wouldn't comment further on Ann's tweets on this or the one about North Korea.
North Korea? Let me guess. Groves-Lloyd supports single-payer health care?
This also needs clarification. The Republican committee references a tweet that we can't verify that shows her support of a single-payer system. Grove's campaign said she would have to review any proposal before taking a position, but that, quote, not every single-payer system is the same. I'm Jessica Arp with this News 3 Reality Check.
And as always, if you have an idea for a reality check, send it to us at realitycheck@channel3000.com.
Tomorrow is the first time a direct flight to San Francisco will take off from the Dane County Regional Airport. There are a number of companies here in Madison that do business on the West Coast on a regular basis, and now they have a faster way of getting there. The flight will be between 4 and 5 hours long, and ticket prices vary depending on where you look and the dates you'll be traveling. The president of the Wisconsin Technology Council says he is excited the airport recognized the need for daily service to Silicon Valley.
They see that the market's here. It is possible to fill planes on a regular basis with people going to and from San Francisco. It's important not only for the entrepreneurs, the investors, but also the academic community, because there are a lot of ties with UW-Madison and other institutions around the state into the Bay Area.
Once the flight takes off tomorrow, Madison will be the smallest city east of the Mississippi and the second smallest city east of the Rocky Mountains to have non-stop flights to San Francisco.
The Beloit Public Library is responding after receiving a large amount of public feedback on a program called Drag Queen Storytime. Library officials say that Drag Queen Storytime is not a new concept and that public libraries across the country have hosted similar programs. The library says, quote, we believe everyone in our community shares an appreciation for openness, acceptance, and the opportunity to educate their children about people who are different from them. Drag queen Cass Marie Domino will read the children's books on June 27th. And coming up on News 3 at 5, President Trump setting free a drug offender serving a life sentence. Tell you who was behind his decision to do so.
Plus, one day after the Super Bowl champs were uninvited to the White House, the coach of the Philadelphia Eagles is speaking out.
And before we go to break, a check of the day on Wall Street. The best day for the Dow in 3 months. The market rocks up 346 points. The Nasdaq added 51. The S&P 500 jumped 23.5. We'll be right back. President Trump is setting free a drug offender serving a life sentence for a first-time offense.
He is ending the life sentence of nonviolent drug offender Alice Marie Johnson. Last week, reality TV star Kim Kardashian visited the Oval Office to lobby for her release. A White House statement said in part, while this administration will always be very tough on crime, it believes that those who have paid their debt to society and worked hard to better themselves while in prison deserve a second chance. The 63-year-old great-grandmother served more than 20 years for a first-time nonviolent offense. There's no word yet on when Johnson will be released.
Speaker of the House Paul Ryan says President Trump should not pardon himself when it comes to the Russia probe.
I don't know the technical answer to that question, but I think obviously the answer is he shouldn't, and no one is above the law.
Speaking to reporters on Capitol Hill today, Speaker Ryan signaled House action on tariffs is unlikely. On Monday, the president tweeted that he had, quote, the absolute right to pardon myself, but why would I do that when I have done nothing wrong? Democrats say the president does not have such a power.
Votes are still being counted in California's closely watched primary races. 8 states held primaries yesterday, but California is the biggest focus for Democrats, who are looking to flip 7 GOP House seats in the fall. Democrats are focusing on 7 California districts, where the first hurdle was to ensure that a Democrat finished in the top 2 to make it to the November ballot. They appear to have been successful in at least 5 of them, according to the Associated Press. Republicans will have a candidate in California's gubernatorial race. California ballots will continue to trickle in through Friday.
Philadelphia Eagles head coach said he was looking forward to visiting the White House with his team to celebrate their Super Bowl win. President Trump abruptly canceled the Eagles' visit after he learned that fewer than 10 of the players planned to attend. He initially said he was scrapping the event because Eagles players had disagreed about standing for the national anthem, although none had taken a knee during the anthem last season. Coach Doug Peterson, the former Packer, says the Super Bowl victory was a milestone for the city of Philadelphia and for the organization.
I was looking forward to going down and being recognized as world champions. And, it is what it is. We're here today, got an OTA practice. I'm focused on these next couple of days, getting through next week and on to training camp. So that's where we're at.
Instead of having the team come to the nation's capital, the White House held an event calling it a celebration of America.
Guatemala's disaster agency is ordering new evacuations over a sudden increase in volcanic activity after Sunday's deadly eruption. At least 75 people are dead and 192 are listed as missing from the explosion from the volcano of fire. Toxic, deadly flows can reach more than 700 degrees in some areas, making search and rescue efforts practically impossible. And with rainfall mixing with ash, that is in some places knee deep, finding survivors is becoming that much more difficult.
Well, locally, we did see some showers off and on across the region today. It was cooler to start the day. Dave Caulfield joining us on the backyard patio with a look ahead. Dave?
We can thank the rain for that, Eric and Susan. With those showers coming through this morning, I definitely got woken up for a little bit because of them. Pretty strong at times, and some spots actually, according to radar estimates, may have received over an inch of rain from those thunderstorms this morning. Other spots a little bit closer to ½ an inch to ¼ of an inch. In other areas across southern Wisconsin. That kind of narrow band that came through was pretty impressive at the time. So at the airport, we received just about ¼ of an inch of rain from those storms this morning. That brings our monthly total up over 3/10 of an inch. Remember, average for the month of June is about 4½ inches of rain. So we're pretty close to being on schedule. But so far in the month of June, which is only 6 days old, we've had 4 days with at least a trace of rain reported at the airport. That's about 67% of the time we've at least had a little bit of rain on a particular day. In May 2018, when we had the second rainiest May on record, we actually had rain only about half the time. It's just when the rain did fall, it fell pretty heavy and basically right over the airport. Last June, about 60% of the time we had a rainy day. So we'll see if that trend holds throughout the rest of the month. There is a chance of showers and thunderstorms throughout this evening and tonight, but it's a slight chance at that. Mainly, we are looking closer to Iowa for some strong thunderstorms and severe thunderstorms right now. Severe thunderstorm watch until 10 p.m. tonight for Iowa, but I think the nasty weather will stay well to the south and west of our area. Downtown Madison on the Edgewater Skycam, and actually turned into a pretty nice afternoon after those showers came through in the morning. So far, the high temperature 74 degrees, right about normal for this time of year. Temperatures in some other spots, 70 in Waukesha, 69 in Milwaukee. In Platteville, we're at 76 and 80 in Boscobel. Southwestern Wisconsin saw a little bit more sunshine today, so that's why we have some warmer temperatures. Dew points, that humidity has been creeping up and up. We're at 56 in Madison, 60 in Boscobel, where it feels a little bit more humid. And I think the humid weather will last throughout the rest of this week. Wind speeds right now not too bad out of the south at 5 to 10 miles per hour. For tonight, becoming partly cloudy, chance of a shower or storm, but really doesn't look that likely. Some patchy fog possible overnight with temperatures near 60. For tomorrow, partly sunny and mild with a shower and thunderstorm possible, but better shower chances get here late on Thursday into early Friday, and you can see that on Future Track. Pretty quiet tonight again. Some patchy fog possible starting off in the 60s on Thursday, so a milder start for us. We'll definitely notice that as we step out the door. Highs will be close to 80 for tomorrow with the slight chance of showers and storms. Then as we head late into Thursday and early Friday morning, some showers and thunderstorms possible as we start the commute on Friday. Your 7-day forecast showing temperatures really staying right around 80 degrees with plenty of chances for showers and storms. It won't be raining the majority of the time across southern Wisconsin, but the majority of time we do have rain chances in the forecast, we'll just say. And temperatures maybe getting a little bit warmer as we head toward the back half of the 10-day forecast. Now, here is your first alert traffic update. We're taking a live look at Fish Hatch and the Beltline. Slow go in both directions, as you might expect for this time of day. No major accidents or incidents to report across Dane County, but you can see those slowdowns on the Beltline. From east to west, we can see lots of slow go in the midsection, so be prepared to add a couple of minutes at least to your journey. Verona Road to John Nolan, that's 11 minutes right now eastbound with an average speed of around 25 miles per hour. That is your first alert traffic update. It really has seemed like we haven't had a big stretch of non-rainy weather, and that trend looks to be continuing for the start of June.
And no 90s in that extended
No
forecast.
90s, that's the good news.
All right, thanks, Dave.
Ahead on News 3 at 5, how a new scam is taking advantage of people looking for a new home to rent. That's after a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back. Early summer is a very busy time for the real estate market.
But scam artists are trying to take advantage of people looking for a new home to rent. Hannah Doba explains.
Kyle Stark is selling his Indianapolis home, so he was shocked when someone stopped by and said they had made a deal to rent it.
They wanted to meet me because they said they were moving in this weekend.
It's a scam real estate agents are seeing nationwide.
They're using real listings and changing the phone numbers and changing the name of the owners so that people think they're getting a really good deal in the area.
Con artists lift pictures and descriptions from actual real estate listings, then create their own fake ads. This Houston home was listed to rent for $2,300 a month. But a scammer posted it on Facebook for just $800.
We really urge people to be careful about this one.
Catherine Hutt from the Better Business Bureau says criminals try to convince potential victims they have to rent the property fast without seeing it first.
Everything's done over the phone or by email, and they ask for the money to be wired ahead of time. Usually they are asking for some kind of a payment that is not traceable, wire transfer, prepaid debit card, that kind of thing. And once the money is sent, it's gone.
That Houston house with the fake Facebook ad has had so many people come by to view it, the real owners put a sign on the front door, warning the $800 price is a phony.
Something that sounds too good to be true, that's a big red flag.
Hutt says spotting those red flags can keep renters looking for a good deal from falling victim to this scam. Hannah Doba, CBS News, New York.
Stay with us. We'll have one final check of your forecast.
Tonight on the CBS Evening News, we will go inside final preparations for the Trump-Kim summit in Singapore. The story behind this graphic video that's emerged of an arrest in Arizona. And on the anniversary of Robert Kennedy's death, John Dickerson looks at RFK's emotional final journey tonight on the CBS Evening News.
Finally at 5, there was an unexpected visitor at a Grant County home earlier this week.
Check out this video from Brittany Lachey Stewart. A deer was in a duplex in Platteville on Monday. Officers from the Platteville Police Department knocked out a window and were able to get the deer out unharmed. I thought for sure the deer was going to jump out the other one.
I kept watching that video and said, what's coming out? They just said there's an unexpected visitor. Oh, there he went.
Oh, good.
Dave, you got something clever to say about that.
No Bucks games on right now, so don't really know why the deer was in there.
Oh, dear. Yeah, that's quite a story.
That's about as clever as I can get.
Final check. Final check.
Well, we do have a chance of showers and thunderstorms tonight, but it's a slight chance. I think most of that activity will stay well to the south and west of our area. In Platteville, we're looking at sunny skies. We've actually had a lot of sunshine for today, so temperatures have reached the 80s. As we head into tomorrow, we'll be in the 60s, so a milder night and morning ahead. As we head into the rest of the day, highs will be close to 80 degrees, a slight chance of showers and storms. Better chance arrives late Thursday into early Friday morning.
Good start for those kids getting out of school tomorrow.
Last day
of school for so
tomorrow.
many folks. All right, CBS Evening News coming your way next. We're back in 30 minutes for News 3 at 6. Stay tuned.